we're doing the
I
shit.
like the fast countdown because everything's been going wrong, so we might as well just do everything very quickly.
I was like, yep, nope, we're not fucking
Rip
around
it off,
today.
rip it off like a band-aid. Let's just
do it.
Let's just party.
We're not fucking around and finding out.
We're just fucking around. Well, welcome back to Oddities. I'm Cassie.
And I'm Kelly.
And welcome back to Strange Town. And
do.
There it is. And as per usual, we have our
words. We have words.
We have all of our. I'm not even drinking. Like, this isn't even a boozy episode.
This is just.
I'm just falling apart.
Content.
We have all of our social media in the episode description. We also have links to our merch shop, our Patreon, which now we have tiers that you can join and you get fun benefits at each tier. So make sure to check that out. And we have our website, which connects you to all of the things. So,
yep.
And you can submit topics through there if you want, or you can, of course, email us or message us on the social yoshel, and we will take down topics. Also, thank you to everybody who does that all the time. We have a huge list because of you all, so thank you.
Yes, thank you for the never-ending topics. Hey, don't forget to write us with your personal stories.
Yes.
Because we always do listeners' episodes. We had 3 this year.
I know, that's like a lot. Yeah,
which was pretty great, and we love doing those. Don't forget
those
to
are my
follow
favorite
us on TikTok, because
we
have fun over there. We're starting to figure that crap out.
We're going to continue figuring it out probably for the next year.
Yep, but you know what? We're doing it, and
we're doing
trying
it. Fuck it.
Is part of having fun. Anyways, and we're super active on social media these days, so follow us on Facebook and Instagram too.
And we do respond to each and every message, so if you write to us, you will hear from one of us. And you know what, usually we have it covered pretty well, because I'm on the West Coast and Cassie's on the East Coast, so the time zones are covered. We're covered. And
and Kelly doesn't sleep, so usually it's covered.
Yeah, in either case it's covered. And there was something else I needed and wanted to say.
Oh, patrons, check your cards, because some of you are getting declined and you're missing the content now.
That's right. Now you're missing the content. I don't think you can still watch it if your
and
card
this is
our
only
declined.
Way to reach out to you.
Patreon will have contacted you several times through email about this. So just go into your account and check it, if you will. If you want to continue enjoying. If not, you can feel free to remove your subscription. That's fine too. Although we'd hate to see you go. And this is what the other thing is. We're gonna say it now, just so you're aware. But this is a heavy duty episode. This is a very murderous episode. Some of the topics are quite heavy. So
this is
feel free to listen.
Massive disclaimer, honestly.
It's a blanket disclaimer. Both of us have murderous topics, and it just happened this way. Of course, feel free to listen to our bullshit here at the beginning, because we know that most of you really enjoy that.
Yeah, our banter is fun for everyone.
Banter forever. But if after that you want to drop off, like, that's cool, and we understand. But don't say we didn't fucking warn you.
Yeah, and seriously, heavy warning. Heavy warning. And there's going to be more warnings, but this is the blanket one. So
this is it. Consider yourself warned. In the meantime, how's my bestie? What's the latest? What's the greatest?
Weird.
This week sucked.
Just whoa, and it shouldn't have sucked because it was Halloween.
That's correct.
Like, rude.
There was a bright spot. The annual Halloween film
video
has come out. It's on our social if you want to watch it. Jurassic Park.
I think my favorite comment was, "This was better than the Jurassic films."
Yeah, well, that's the only level of support I need in my life. Thank you to the listener who commented that, because
that was hilarious.
What, you're
right. And they were right. Michael was upset that Corey didn't say in the film, they do travel in herds.
Okay, so we were going to do that, but all of the audio is ripped from the movies, and I couldn't find a good quality one of them saying that. So we were.
Bummer.
It was planned, but I could not find it to incorporate it. So we have a legitimate reason.
Michael might let Corey survive now.
Yeah, now he can rest, and so yeah, it's fine.
Heavy on the might. Anyway.
Might.
But your costumes were just on point. The dogs did great.
Thank you.
How is Donuts Nublins?
Yeah, it's doing better. She's still. I think the movie set her back a little bit because she was limpy a little bit again, and she got very excited during it.
Did it set her back, or does she just want to be carried around like the queen she is?
Well, that's the other thing. It could very well be that because she is like a manipulative little potato. So I mean,
she is a corgi.
She's a smart girl, clever girl. So like I couldn't put it past her. But my favorite part of that whole thing was how Donut's costume progressively just came off of her throughout the entire movie. And by the end, she wasn't even a dinosaur anymore. She was just a dog.
She was just a potato.
She was just a potato, though, with legs. It's if you want to see an absolute
masterpiece,
yeah, go ahead and watch it. It's on our Instagram. I think it's on our Facebook, too. So, anyway.
We should put that on the TikTok.
I'm going to put it on the TikTok. I just have to mentally prepare myself for any hateful comments that may come with it.
Listen, I will stab anybody that throws hate at you.
I'm gonna delete them, so it's fine.
Delete.
Anyway, as you were saying, this week sucked.
Yep.
And that's that.
If you want to know why, subscribe to our Patreon.
Yeah, we cover
it. That's all
it.
I'm going to leave it at. I cover it on the Patreon. It's paid content. There you go.
Yeah, it'll be on the November 8th, episode. So, there you go. Yeah, it was a special for me as well, for reasons that I'm not going to get into on this either. But you have something fun today, aside from this. Novemberfest.
Essentially just Oktoberfest.
But delayed
into November. So friends of ours are having an Oktoberfest party. They brew their own beer. We're dropping the kids off with my parents and...
Later, fools.
Having some adult time.
That'll be fun. I love that for you.
Yes.
Adult time with brewskis.
Yeah, and then actually, we have an exciting week ahead of us. We're taking the kids to Disneyland for the first time, and we're really excited about it. We scored super cheap tickets, and by super cheap, I mean Disney cheap, so...
Right. Put it in perspective, yeah.
Yeah. It's right now is the solid time to go because it's in between seasons.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain that. Because they're in between Halloween and Christmas, so they're decorating for Christmas right now. So nobody likes to go between this time.
Okay, so that's the time to do it.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's still magical. It's still fun. It's still great. But
Disney runs on magic, so yeah.
It's still magical. It's still going to be fun. But it'll be super exciting, and we can't wait. So, yeah.
I can't wait for you. I can't wait to hear about it. How the boys
you're going to get so many freaking pictures.
I can't wait. I'm pumped. We have on our side of the equation for the weekend, which I always love. We are going to put away our Halloween decorations. We're the only house on the block that still has them. So we are a pimple on the face of the neighborhood right now.
You're not a pimple on the face. You're just festive.
Thank you. That's right. I mean, we're going to just put our Christmas shit out. So whatever, they can all suck it. But we're also meeting up with a good friend of mine from college and her husband for dinner. They live in Maryland, and so where we are about halfway between us is Gettysburg. So we're going to meet up for dinner tonight, and that'll be fun. I haven't gotten to see her in a while.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, I don't know if you got to meet her at the wedding. She wasn't at your table, but she's super sweet, very nice. So we're going to meet them for dinner, and then tomorrow is just kind of like one of those Sundays where it's just catch up on a lot of little things. Mm-hmm. It's everything that we can
Sunday
basically
reset.
Do. Yeah, but it's basically everything we can do from the couch. So
I love that.
It's one of those, which is great. It's just a lot of shit on the computer that we need to do. We got to order some stuff, like things like that. So it's a little bit more of a restful weekend, which is great because
you need that.
We've just been really going for quite some time, so it'll be good to just kind of laze a little bit.
You should watch The Holiday.
Oh, yeah. Well, so that reminds me. So on the Patreon, we did 31 movies for the month of October. I'm thinking we should come up with movies in between
Please,
Thanksgiving and
please,
Christmas.
please. Yes, yes.
Okay,
Please.
so I think we'll do it all over again. So if anybody wants that list, obviously,
I'm
patrons,
good
it's
on that.
coming. And if you want in on that party, then join the Patreon. I don't know
Just
what to tell you. I don't make the
Patreon.
rules. Long story short, please, for the love of God, just donate to our fucking show.
Make this our full-time jobs.
You can do just $1. Yeah, it doesn't have to be, whatever. Anyway, that's enough of us begging and pleading.
Should we get into the heavy-ass episode that's about to unfold?
We're not at our 13, but yeah, let's do it. Let's get into the heaviness. We're going to kick it off with you because yours is a little bit heavier than mine, at least we think.
This is another disclaimer. I'm going to be talking about murder.
Moida.
Murder, assault, rape. I'm covering it all.
Listen, why cover one when you could just cover all of them?
Cover it all.
Just cover all of them.
So truly,
okay.
If this is triggering to you, please, I will not be offended. Don't listen.
You can skip ahead to mine where there's additional murder. Or just skip to next week.
Or just skip to next week. We will not be offended. That's okay.
No, we get it.
But I'm going to be talking about, who some would say is the most famous female serial killer.
She's up there.
She is up there. I'm talking about Aileen Wuornos.
Yeah, is it Aileen or Eileen? I can never remember. Is it AI or EI?
AI.
So is it Aileen? Come on, Aileen. I don't know. In either case,
Aileen?
it's her.
Yes.
It is she.
It is she.
And she's a doozy.
She is a doozy. She's been through a lot. I'm going to talk about her early life because I think it's important. And why am I talking about her? Well, a lot of people say she's the most famous female serial killer. Others say she's the most justified killer.
Sure.
Many actually sympathize with her. And quite frankly, all that enough was to pique my interest and earn her a spot.
And here we
Oddities.
are. Earn her a spot in the Oddities Hall of Fame.
So she was born on February 29th, 1956. And,
a leap year.
Yep, and that's not a mistake. She was a leap year kid.
A leap year baby.
Her mother was 14 when she married her father, who was 18.
Oh, and what state were we in?
Michigan?
That's not what I would have expected, but okay. All right, interesting.
And she was pregnant with her brother at the time, hence, I believe, the marriage.
Oh.
A few short months after the marriage, they had Keith, her brother. And then when she was 16, she became pregnant with Aileen. And just a few months before she had her, she divorced her husband.
Okay.
She didn't want to be with him anymore. He was an abusive man. And she left him. And she never actually met her father.
Okay. Well, probably for the best, honestly. He sounds like a winner.
Well, he actually died in prison after hanging himself while serving a life sentence for kidnapping and assaulting a 7-year-old.
Well, and there you have it. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. All right,
so,
see ya.
Her mother abandoned her and her brother when they were 4 and 6. They were adopted by their maternal grandparents. Unfortunately, that home life was a terrible one.
Shit.
They were both alcoholics.
Okay.
And unfortunately, the grandfather was assaulting her sexually.
Christ.
And unfortunately, her brother was also assaulting her.
Oh my God. Okay. What a hellscape.
And by the age of 11, she was engaging in sexual activities at school in exchange for cigarettes, drugs, and food.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah. Like, this is
dark shit.
Yeah. In 1970, at the age of 14, she became pregnant after being raped by a family friend. She gave birth to a boy at a home for unwed mothers. on March 23rd, 1971, and the child was placed for adoption.
Mm-hmm.
A few months after her son was born, she dropped out of school, and about the same time, her grandmother died of liver failure. At 15, her grandfather threw her out, and she began living in the woods near her old home and supported herself through prostitution.
What a start.
Yeah, she's by no means had an easy life. And I'm not trying to, like, sympathize with her or really justify her actions.
You're not trying to, like, glamorize or make her, actions acceptable, but there is some definite context there, right?
There's just, like, definite trauma.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, reading about her early life is just, wow.
I hate that.
It's really upsetting.
Yeah.
At the age of 18, her true crimes started, I guess.
Okay, all right.
Or when she started getting convicted, I guess you can say.
Okay.
Starting with a DUI and shooting a .22 out of a car.
Oh, all right.
That'll do it.
We just upped the ante there. Okay.
Yep. She was later charged with failure to appear.
Okay.
And in 1976, she hitchhiked to Florida, where she met a 69-year-old at a yacht club, or a 69-year-old yacht club president, Louis Fell, and they married. An 18-year-old married, or I'm sorry, at this point she was 20.
Still nauseating. That's fine. Yep.
And that marriage lasted a very long 9 weeks.
Yep, there it is. Okay.
And then they annulled their marriage.
Okay.
After she hit him with his own cane.
It's not funny, but, like, that's just so not what I expected to come out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
She returned to Michigan, where...
No, why would you go back?
Yeah.
Tell me, why? Why?
Where she was arrested at a nightclub and was charged with assault and disturbing the peace for throwing a cue ball at a bartender's head.
It's not... I don't know why this... it's not funny. It's not funny.
It's not.
Sorry.
But, like, this was just... From the age of 18 on, she had a very long crime spree. I mean, it was assault, DUIs, car theft, armed burglary, vandalism. I mean, she did it all.
Listen, you gotta kiss a lot of frogs.
Yeah, and she did it. I mean, she also served time. She did jail. She did prison. She was arrested for drugs, and I mean, she really did it all. In 1976, her brother died of cancer, and she received $10,000 from his life insurance. And that August, she was given a fine for drunk driving again. She paid that fine from the inheritance, and then went on to buy luxuries, including a new car, which she wrecked shortly afterwards.
Jesus.
And then proceeded to, spend the rest of the money. She, again, had plenty of run-ins with the law between the 70s into the late 80s. She attempted, I thought this was interesting, and that it was noted in all of the research that I was looking at. She attempted suicide 6 times between the ages of 14 and 22, and I can understand why, given her life.
Yeah, I could, yeah.
But I have to wonder if she
6 times.
Yeah. I have to wonder if she kept committing crimes in hopes that she may die.
Yeah.
While committing those crimes.
Maybe.
It was very curious that was brought up. She also fell madly in love with a woman in Daytona Beach in 1986 named Tyra Moore. They lived together, and Aileen supported them by working as a prostitute.
Tyra is such a Florida name.
They met at a gay bar named the Zodiac.
The Zodiac. Interesting.
Yep.
And then she goes on to become a serial killer.
Isn't that interesting?
That's a little funky, right? A little funky fresh. Yeah, a little... Okay. Yep. Carry on.
So, Moore was a motel maid, right?
Okay.
Wuornos was prostituting.
Was a prostitute, right?
In 1989, she commits her first murder.
Oh, we just jumped right in.
Yep.
Okay.
So, her first murder was Richard Charles Mallory, age 51.
Okay.
He was an electronics store owner in Clearwater. She claims that he beat her, raped her, and sodomized her. After he drove her to an abandoned area for sexual services, Mallory was her first victim, right?
Okay.
And she says that was in self-defense.
I mean...
Possibly.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But after that, in the next year, she goes on to kill David Andrew Spears, Charles Edmund Clarkston, Peter Abrams Symes, Troy Eugene Bress, Charles Richard Humphreys, and Walter Gino Antonio.
She just went for it. Yep. Body count stacking. All right.
So, they can't all be.
They can't all be. Yeah. Right.
Right? And so I'm wondering at what point.
Well, yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
So, on July 4th, 1990, her and her girlfriend abandoned one of the victims' cars, specifically Peter's car, after they were involved in an accident. A witness who saw the accident provided police with a description of the two women, which later led media campaign to locate them.
Okay.
Police also found the victims' belongings in a pawn shop where Aileen's fingerprints were found on a receipt in one of the pawn shops that matched a print that was left in Peter's car. Aileen had criminal records in Florida, and samples of her prints were in the database.
Mm-hmm.
On January 9th, 1991, she was arrested at the Last Resort Biker Bar in Volusia County on the pretext of an outstanding warrant.
Okay.
Police located Moore the next day in Pennsylvania. She agreed to get a confession from Aileen in the exchange for immunity from the prosecution.
Oh, here we go.
So she's like...
Here comes the downfall. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm not in love with her. I'm not gonna be with her.
I'm gonna sell her ass out. Yep.
Nope.
Looking out for numero uno. Okay.
Yep. Moore returned with the police to Florida, where she was put up in a motel under police guidance, and she made numerous phone calls to Aileen, pleading for help in clearing her name. 3 days later, on January 16th, 1991, Wuornos confessed to the murders. She claimed that the men tried to rape her, and she killed them in self-defense.
Every single one of them?
Yep. In November 1991, Wuornos was legally... on January 14th, she went to trial for the murder of Richard Charles Mallory. Although previous convictions are normally inadmissible in criminal trials under Florida's Williams rule, the prosecution was allowed to introduce evidence related to her other crimes to show pattern of illegal activity. So she goes through trial, and they were able to connect her to all of the murders. Well, she confessed to all the murders. She ends up changing her pleads on all of them.
Okay. All right.
And then on March 31st, 1992, she pleaded no contest to the murders of Charles Humphreys, Troy Eugene Barres, David Andrew Spears, saying she wanted to get right with God. In her statement to the court, she said, in part, I wanted to confess to you that Richard Mallory did violently rape me, as I've told you, but these others did not. They only began to start to.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what that really means.
Began to start to. Okay.
She, in total, was given 6 death sentences.
Well.
She told several inconsistent stories about the killings. She claimed initially that all 7 men either raped or attempted to rape while she was working as a prostitute, but later recanted the claim of self-defense, citing robbery and the desire to leave no witnesses as the reason for murder. During an interview with filmmaker Nick Broomfield, when she thought the cameras were off, she told him that it was, in fact, self-defense, and she could not stand being on death row. When she had been there for 10 years at that point, and wanted to die.
She's a complex one, isn't she?
She really is. In 2002, she began accusing prison matrons of tainting her food with dirt, saliva, and urine. She said she had overheard conversations among the prison panel trying to get me so pushed over the brink by them wanting to wind me up to commit suicide before the execution and wishing to rape me before execution. She also complained of strip searches, tight handcuffing, door kicking, frequent window checks, and low water pressure, mildew on her mattress, and catcalling, and distaste and pure hatred towards her. She threatened to boycott showers and food trays if certain officers were on duty. In the meantime, her stomach was always growling away, and she was taking showers in the sink of her cell, and her attorney and her believed that she was in inhumane conditions and was being treated that way while on death row.
Interesting.
And that's why I think people were sympathizing with her.
Maybe. Also, just her life.
Yeah.
Like, growing up was just, like, such a mess.
Her execution was by lethal injection and took place on October 9th, 2002. She declined her last meal, which could have been anything under $20.
Oh, they set a dollar limit? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know they said, and I think that actually goes state by state.
Okay, yeah, because I thought you could just, like, damn.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. All right, anything under $20. What's she going to get? Fucking, like, Burger King?
Her last words were, yes, I would just like to say, I'm sailing with the Rock. I'll be back, like Independence Day with Jesus. June 6th, like the movie. Big mothership and all. I'll be back. I'll be back.
What? Okay, so I think she had maybe lost it a little bit there at the end.
I think she had lost it altogether.
Yeah, like, I don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
I do like that threat, though. I'll be back with the mothership and all. Fuck yeah, me too.
That's pretty strong. According to some specialists,
got you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The crimes she had committed are related to her psychopath's personality and psychotraumatic past, assessed by using a psychopath checklist.
Oh, a checklist. Okay.
She scored a 32 on a 40 with a cutoff score of 30 determining psychopath.
Okay, nailed that one.
Yeah, Wuornos was also known to meet the relevant criteria of determining borderline personality disorder and antisocial personality disorder. Much of Wuornos' childhood sexual abuse and career in sex work are also said to be It's said to have completely damaged her.
And yeah, I would say they'd be absolute factors.
It could have caused the word is not coming out of my mouth.
Undue stress.
Undue trauma.
Undue trauma. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, got you.
I'm reading the word, but my mouth didn't want to say it. I'm sorry.
That's okay. No problem.
I believe that. I've read way too much on her. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I did a lot on her. Maybe more than I probably should have. Mm-hmm. And she had serious trauma throughout her entire life. Life.
Yeah.
Her final suicide attempt involved shooting herself in the stomach.
Jeez.
Yeah, she had a severe amount of trauma. I can see.
Well, it's like she wasn't even ever given a chance in life. It was just one thing after the other, you know? And then, I mean, of course, some of that stuff started to become self-inflicted, right? Like, she went on those, like, crime sprees, you know, but, like, her childhood was a hot mess.
And then I have to wonder, it's like, okay, the people that were abusing you started dying around you, and it's like, did you start wondering why am I not?
Right, maybe, yeah. She's a heavy one. Like I said, she's complex. She's an interesting character.
Do I necessarily sympathize with her? No. I do think the first victim she did kill out of self-defense. And I think after that she had a taste for it.
I think it set something off in her, yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's something snapped.
I think there was probably like a sense of control and power that came with that she probably had never really gotten to feel in her life.
And then I have control. I can control the situation.
Yeah. So that's sad. She's I think, I mean, even though she obviously did some pretty terrible stuff, she had a sad life. I think it's easy to say.
A very sad and terrible life. She also said, well, on trial and in the documentary, she's still very madly in love with Moore, even though Moore testified against her.
Listen, fuck Tyra. Tyra was like, yeah, we're done here.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even know what, but that's a rough one. You did a good job. It's just a rough topic. She's an interesting one. Didn't Charlize Theron play her in a movie?
I think.
I'm pretty sure she did. And that movie, I think that movie went on. I think she won an Oscar for that, or she was nominated or something.
Well, that's badass.
I don't know. But that's a rough one. Mine, I mean, it's still Moida. It's still Moida. It's still Moida, but it's not quite. I mean, it's still heavy, but it's not as laden with all of that, I guess you could say. So today I am covering. This is from Cousin Caitlin again.
Thank you, Cousin Caitlin.
This is the Spanish playing card killer, also known as Madrid's last serial killer.
Oh.
Yes, that's right. So Alfredo Galan was born in Puerto Llano, province of Ciudad Real, Castilla-La Mancha, Spain. He became class president in high school, but was remembered overall as unremarkable and introverted. Yeah, as a murderer. Yeah, unremarkable and introverted were the words, but murderer works too. In September of 1998, he joined the Spanish army. He became a corporal in the 31st Mech Regiment, Asturias of Madrid, and participated in humanitarian missions in Bosnia. He was sent back to Spain to help deal with the cleanup of the Prestige oil spill. He stole a car at one point. He was sent to the Gomez Ulla military hospital in Madrid. He was diagnosed with neurosis and anxiety and continued. He had a drinking problem. In March 2003, he began working as a security guard at Madrid Barajas Airport. But let's go into, I want to focus on 2003 forward a little bit. So, here we are. 2003, I remember it well. January 24th, 2003, Galan, who at this point he was in his mid-20s, he started a killing spree in the Spanish capital. And he kicked it off. Yep, he kicked it off by shooting a 50-year-old Juan Francisco Ledesma in the head. En la cabeza, baby. Tragically, he committed the ruthless act in front of Ledesma's 2-year-old son. Why a 50-year-old had a 2-year-old son, I don't want to touch that, but okay. At the time, authorities believed it was simply a robbery gone wrong. Okay? Then, fast forward a little bit. I mean, we're looking at like a week or so. February 5th, the body of 28-year-old airport cleaner Juan Carlos Martin Estacio was found shot in the head as well, but with an Ace of Cups card left nearby. Okay, so here come the playing cards. Later the same day, Galan enters Bar Rojas in Alcalá de Henares and shot 3 people. The bar owner, 38-year-old Teresa Sanchez Garcia, who in fact survived multiple gunshots, and her 18-year-old son, Miquel Jimenez Sanchez, and 57-year-old customer, Juana Dolores Ucles Lopez, and they were killed.
Okay.
So he just went for it. March 7th, 2003, 27-year-old Santiago Eduardo Salas was shot in the face by Galan, but survived. Would very much never want to survive something like that. Getting shot in the face? No, thank you. Hard pass. Yeah. Not interested. Salas's friend, 29-year-old Anahid Castillo Ruperti, was able to escape unharmed. But a 2 of cups was dropped at the scene. On the evening of March 18th, 2003, Galan shot and killed a husband and wife, Georgie and Diona Magda, as they walked home from work. He left 2 more, this time tarot cards, the 3 and 4 of cups. Oh, I guess the other one was also a tarot card because it was also of cups. 3 and 4 of cups at the scene. It was not originally his intention for playing cards to be his, like, quote-unquote signature. He only began leaving cards after the media started sensationalizing the fact that a card had been found by a victim's body. And then he was like, hey, this is catchy and cool. I think I'll just keep leaving cards around. Like, what the fuck? Anyway,
this
things
is a
take
cool
a turn.
Calling card.
All right. Things take a turn on July 3rd of that year. Galan walks into a police station, and he confesses to being the playing card killer. It was later discovered that he had never, like I said, intended for the playing cards to be part of his crimes. But he continued this because of the headlines, and he was like into the attention, basically. So, while severely inebriated, he surrenders at a police station, confesses to being the playing card killer. His confession includes details about pen markings on the cards that were not made public in these like news stories. Once he sobered up, he recanted. He was like, no, I take it back. I was just drunk. I didn't mean it. Anyway, he recants it, but ballistics irrefutably links spent cartridges in his residence to the murders. So it was reported that in some of the murders, he had wished his victims good morning and ordered them to kneel before shooting them. This gun that he used, it was a Tokarev 7 62 caliber TT-33. He had smuggled it into Spain by hiding it in a television set. Crafty.
That's interesting.
I wouldn't even know how to go about doing that. How does one put a gun in a TV set? I mean, really. Anyway, following a trial, they're like, no, you can't take this shit back. Ballistics have got you, whatever. He goes to trial. So following the trial, he's then sentenced to 142 years in prison.
You're done.
The legal system sometimes blows my mind. They're like, we're not going to give you like 1 life sentence. We're going to give you like 7.
We're going to make it really specific. We're not going to say life either. We're just going to be really specific.
142 years, specifically.
Yeah.
And he remains in prison. He's like, at this point, let's see, he was in his mid-20s in 2003, so we're looking at like maybe 45 or so, 46, somewhere in that range. One of the key pieces of evidence in the police investigation was that the assailant was a good marksman, which is a profile that matches his background in the military. So they kind of considered that part of the slam dunk. You know, aside from him confessing also about those pen marks on the cards and all that shit. He, like I had mentioned, he was a member of the Spanish army. He had served in Bosnia. He like once he returned home, and it said that like his family started to notice like strange things about him once he came back from service. His family noticed he was more withdrawn than usual. He had started drinking more, and then it culminated in him acting violent and, in fact, pointing a gun at his brother, the very same gun that he eventually used to carry out all of these horrific crimes. And now it is said that he is actually going to be released in 2028 after serving 25 years in prison. So they were like, hey, here's 142 years. Let's shave a bunch off of that and you get out in 2028.
No.
I know. So anyway, he's due to be released in 5 years.
Why? Why the early release?
I have a problem with this.
I have so many. No.
I know. And if you're curious about this guy, there is a Netflix documentary about him.
Immediate nausea. Oh.
I know. 5 years, this guy's gonna be out walking around again.
You told me before we started this. It's happy. They caught him.
Well, they did catch him. I wasn't lying. But yeah, he's going to get out in 2028. That is if like somebody doesn't kill him in prison beforehand, because I mean, but yeah. And if you guys are curious, like I said, Netflix has a documentary about him. I didn't get to watch it, but it's kind of on my list. I'd like to.
I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, but that's the Spanish playing card killer. This guy was wild. And then all of a sudden he was like, hey, one time I left a card here and the news thought it was cool, so I'm going to keep doing it. Honestly, what I think we have a prime case here for, and then this is not excusing his actions, but this is a very good example of poor reintegration for people who are in the military. And reintegration as civilians. Like,
we're not trying to justify it, but that is very true.
You know, like, I mean, this guy was in life, I mean, he didn't really, at least as far as I came across in my research, like there weren't outstanding traumas or things like that growing up or anything. Then he served and I guess I'm going to assume saw some shit. And then once he got back, like he was withdrawn, he started drinking, he started having problems. I mean, there's other factors too. I could be like grossly oversimplifying this, but like I think it probably
it says a lot right there.
Yeah. So yeah, he went on and he killed several people, and now he's going to get out in 5 years. But they did catch him because he walked in drunkenly to the police station, was like, "It's me," and then he sobered up. He's like, "Just kidding." Reading this was like, when I researched this, I was like, "This is a fucking whirlwind." I don't know what to make of any of this.
Wow.
Yeah. So there you have it. That's the Spanish playing card killer.
What a plot twist at the end, though.
I know. And then Netflix is like, hey, let's make a documentary about this guy. When clearly he thrives on like media attention, something tells me maybe let's not.
Yeah, that's what Netflix does.
That's what Netflix do. So that's the Spanish playing card killer. This was a heavy episode.
Yours was less heavy than mine.
Mine was less heavy. Mine had, no sexual assaults and terrible childhoods and things like that. But this guy did some terrible shit, and now he's getting out.
Wowzers.
I like how
he's getting out.
Several seconds of nothingness while we process this entire episode.
I'm gonna be processing this at Novemberfest. I'm still gonna be thinking about this for the rest of the day. I can't believe he's getting out.
I know, this was a heavy duty. So, for those of you who decided to stick through and listen to this, hope you're all right, and thanks.
Maybe go eat some ice cream or cake.
Maybe do something like
get yourself a treat.
Take a walk, or we're in peak fall foliage right now on the East Coast.
Yeah, go pet a kitten.
Leaves. yeah, sure, and
go hug a puppy.
And until next time,
stay strange.